So you end up joining ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
You and Skip Bayless had an interesting back and forth.
We did.
How long ago was that?
I want to say that took place in 2010 or 11.
Yeah, I think so. Because it was actually taken off the air and someone reposted it on YouTube. And
Yeah.
I went through it.
Yeah.
And you guys really went at it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was the gist of that argument?
The gist of the argument I had with Skip Bayless, by the way, we had multiple debates.
Yeah, but that one kind of stood out.
Correct. So, as I mentioned, I was on the show since it was in New York and it was cold pizza. I used to be a guest on the show to when it graduated and became First Take and moved to Bristol. And so now we see it doing the work that it's doing right now with Stephen A., Max, and my lovely wife, Molly. And so the content of the debate was I was defending the idea that it's okay to name call as your analysis of describing players. Because there was a period of time where he was coming up with nicknames. Chris was Bosch Spice, and it was a couple of more that I don't remember off the top of my mind. So basically, you know, I was coming from the standpoint of I was encouraged to get into this industry for a lot of different reasons. One of them is I wanted to try to be what I personally consider a voice of reason that can have an opinion, a strong one, that can definitely, you know, ruffle some feathers, but not make it personal, which to me is something totally different. You learn that trash talking, playing outside growing up. It's one thing for you to be future NBA player talking trash to local drug dealer. It's another thing to know that he can go pop the trunk on you and end the game, and you never make it to the league. So you learn eventually what to say and what not to say, and more importantly, what not to say to certain people. But a lot of times that could get blurred. And when you're giving your description of what you feel like they are as a player or what you felt like their behavior was, my point was there's a way to do that without calling the person by a niche nickname that's clearly not positive.
What wasn't part of the argument about you being an ex-player and him never playing the game?
That's where it ended up going.
Yeah.
Because initially it was about Russell Westbrook.
Right.
It was about the fact that Russell Westbrook wasn't a traditional point guard. Oh, he's only gone on an average of triple-double for 3 straight years.
Right.
Something I never thought that somebody would be able to do. And definitely as a tall point guard that grew up idolizing, you know, so many people, I always wonder who that guy would be. And what we were talking about, I think the debate, I think what the debate topic was, is he a true point guard? And what I was trying to explain is that positionless basketball is where the game is going. So now you hear that term and you hear a lot of people using it. I was talking about this almost 10 years ago. And I was describing him as a player. I was like, he's not a traditional point guard. And I think as much as he loved the San Antonio Spurs, I think I was trying to tell him, when Tony Parker's at his best, it's 25 points and 5 assists. It's not 20 points and 12 assists. And I was trying to explain to him the kind of combination guard Russell Westbrook was, and then his retort was for a personal one because he said, so what kind of guard were you? So now, somebody that grew up in the hip-hop era, and that's more than just rapping with a microphone, as Kara's taught us, it's graffiti, it's breakdancing, it's DJing, it's a lifestyle, it's what you say, it's what you wear. If I'm going to go on a debate show, I kind of got to have a couple of counterpoints to make if somebody throws shade. And so I'd done some research that I'd been sitting on that I didn't know that I was going to actually even say it that day. I probably could have said it 2-3 months prior because I had it for, I just never resorted to mentioning it. And so once I saw that the debate had a tipping point and became personal,
Became personal, right?
that's when I wanted to acknowledge that, okay, I heard you say you was a certain type of player, but then this is what it actually ended up being. So it really was in the context, it was really in the context of sports. You know, it wasn't like I was trying to sit in the back seat of a car like aha got you moment. It's I'm a player for 20 years. People can Google how much I averaged, and it becomes free game, right? So I felt the exact same way.
Right. But he never played pro sports.
No,
Did he play in college?
not that I know of.
So he was a high school player.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Right. And so, and again, it's a debate though. So you're going back and forth. And frankly, when I saw his reaction to it, I felt bad about it. So I did apologize to him. I gave him some designer shoes as well. And when we see each other, we cool. He's killing it with Shannon Sharp right now. I follow their movement. And you know, it's water under the bridge. It's just a moment that happens in debate.
Well, you went on to just have a bunch of huge shows. You were doing what, like 3 shows at the same time?
Yeah, that's what we do. Grinding.
Grinding.
Right now, I'm really fortunate. So the opportunities that I now have at ESPN and in media, I'm really grateful for. And for people that want to work in this industry, you have to work really hard for. And the trick that I play on you guys is that I'm not working hard. That's just game. That means I'm outworking everybody. 24/7, 365. I'm consumed by it. I'm watching sports. I'm watching entertainment. I'm paying attention to fashion. I'm paying attention to politics. It's ESPN right here. It's CNN right here. It's MSNBC. It's Fox. It's Entertainment Tonight. It's Ellen DeGeneres. It's Hard Knocks. It's Showtime, Wu-Tang. I'm watching everything.
Right.
All of the time.
And VladTV.
And VladTV, of course.
Right.
I even hit you up and let you know I was sitting and watching. And so you have to be consumed by this, in my opinion, to be competitive at it. And so now, initially working at the company, I got a chance to work on so many shows. NBA Tonight, Coast to Coast, Monday through Friday with Numbers Never Lie. And at that moment, I realized I had a John Sally-ish revelation. I was like, I'm the only former basketball player that's doing a Monday through Friday national televised sports show. And now, in 2019, some of my favorite people who just happen to be football players, Mike Golick, Marcellus Wiley, Michael Strahan, Chris Carter, Shannon Sharp, Nate Burleson, all Monday through Friday shows. You know what drum I'm still quietly trying to beat down? To not be the only basketball player doing it Monday through Friday.